today. One word, discipline. And the reason for the discipline is A, it will help you hone your technique, but more importantly, it will enable you to gain better muscle and stick control.
Identify some hand and finger techniques that you can use on other percussion instruments. It's right, left, left. You can do it on your knee if you want. Right, left, right, index, index, middle, middle.
What I find so fascinating about music technology and this stuff is that there's, two schools of thought with that. Messing up with something, turning the knob the wrong way, and then all of a sudden you have this cool sound, Also using technology as a great guide to, conceive of something.
Symbol or something on the stand. I can't really see what's on the drum phone. I can see the two sticks on the stand. If I play, let's say I spend 3 hours a day playing marimba, and this is the marimba that I've spent that 3 hours on. We all know that if I then step to another marimba or a xylophone or a glockenspiel, I'm dealing with a different set. But I've got my muscle memory now for this one. Performance and audition and competition in a practice room, playing in your living room for your parents. Any skill that you expect to be able to do well, you have to practice it, develop it. You should warm it up before you play, and virtual audition is one of those. I got so. Look at this. You could think of like words. So like Andrew, Huckleberry, Andrew, Joe, whatever, And that way you're not so locked into like, is it 7/4? Is it, so it could be like this. Huckleberry, Andrew, Huckleberry, Andrew.
I don't have to do too much work. The stick has weight inside it, and it will just do what I want it to do. Okay? You know your hands, if you're wet or you're dry. Anybody here after this clinic discovers that their hands are wet, you switch to a wood stick that's not painted. Anybody has dry hands, that means you switch to a stick like this. If you're a marching
straining if your elbows are behind you, you don't have the same range of motion. If you're reaching too far out, then it's harder to move around the drums. Here it's a fuller sound here, as I move closer to the edge, a little bit.
Share several instruments. So you see they're gathered around this cymbal here in the center, and they share that cymbal, sometimes muting it for one another, other times playing on it. You also see there's a bass drum.